I gotta show you this. Have a listen to this compressor. This is sick. This sounds so punchy and dense, I'm in love. I just accidentally used the Audioscape D-Comp on my drum bus, which I think is their take on the infamous Abbey Road diode limiter, and it just sounds sick. I gotta say that. As you might know, normally I'm a total SSL bus compressor guy on my drum bus, especially for parallel compression, but I'm quite impressed by this one. So let me show you what I've done here. What we are listening to is a drum recording that I did something like 2 weeks ago with a German hard rock band called the New Roses. Check them out, they're great, link below. You might know them from the Sons of Anarchy Netflix series soundtrack, and we tracked a few new songs, and this is a very nice sounding Ludwig Maple kit with a Black Beauty snare. And we're listening to a rough mix of the drums. I'm not using a lot of processing. I'm basically just using a little bit of outboard here. I'm using a stereo Pultec on my drum group, on my drum bus, and additionally I'm using a mono Pultec on my kick drum. I can just show you that. I'm adding some highs to the drums and a little bit of oomph as well. Let me show you. Pultecs just sound so sexy on drums. And I'm boosting the lows a little bit, like this. But I'm also doing the Pultec trick, so I'm pulling out some of the higher lows as well. And together this just makes the drum sound a little more hi-fi. Let me just turn it off. That is a great sounding Pultec. Stereo Pultec from Audioscape. And then we've got a mono Pultec on my kick in mic, which is an Audix D6. Boosting a lot of 4K. And some lows. Let's bypass the Pultec. Just making things sound a little more metal. In case you wonder how I'm using all the outboard here, it's quite simple, at least in Cubase. Look at this, it's called external effects. So you can basically create some virtual plugins, and if you have enough inputs and outputs, like I do on this Mo2 audio interface, the 848, you can connect all the outboard, and you can see here that I've got everything you see in the racks connected, and I can throw it into the mix. And Cubase automatically compensates the latency, so you can use the analog outboard in phase. It compensates the latency of your converters, which is really, really handy. And I just love using outboard. So let's go back to our drum compressor. We have a drum group here. All my microphones go to that group. And then I've created an effects track, which is called D-Comp. And then I'm just using a send here that is going to the D-Comp. And I've set it to pre-fader. That means we are sending out the audio into the compressor before this fader. So that means I have my dry uncompressed signal here that I can pull down if I want. And I've got my processed compressed signal here. That means, yes, we're doing parallel compression. So this is the compression fader. And this is the dry signal. And this is the compressed signal only. And you can see how punchy this is. I just love the attack of this compressor. And yes, I'm hitting it really hard. So let's have a look at what I'm doing here. So I've cranked the input quite a bit. If you go back to, let's say, noon, you get a way more gentle compression. But since we're doing parallel compression, I was going a little more crazy. Nice. There are two modes. There's a limiter and a compressor mode, and the compressor mode is actually even more punchy. Let me switch. That is so cool. Really brings out the attack of the drums in a nice way. Talking about the attack, this one is actually really fast. So if you go all the way down to a very fast attack, it actually sucks out all the transients. Which can be really cool on room microphones, but it's not what I want here. Here I want the initial transient to cut through. Let's go back to the limiting mode. This is what I originally used. And what I typically do is I will just lengthen the attack step by step until enough of the transients cut through. Let's just do that. Perfect, that's all I want. And I typically go for either for the fastest release, this is what we're doing here, or for an auto release, because if you're too slow, it either starts to sound pumpy, or in this case, it just sounds a little weak. And this is just way more exciting if the compressor just goes back way more quickly. Lots of mojo there, lots of mojo there. Let me just bypass for a second. We're hitting this thing really, really hard here. A lot of analog mojo. And additionally, I'm using the sidechain filter, the high pass filter in the sidechain. And I've gone all the way up. What is this? 320. Why am I doing that? Well, because I want the kick and the snare both to trigger the compression equally. If you don't use a filter, let me just turn it off. Now focus on the kick drum. The kick just gets compressed so much harder than the snare, and that's not what we want. So we just go all the way up. And now the compression is a lot more balanced. And now you can just leave the settings like this forever and just shoot your drums into this compressor. That's how I do it at home in my studio. Oh, by the way, I haven't mentioned where I am. You know where I am? I am in Portugal, near Porto. And these are the headquarters of Session Desk. You know, they make this studio furniture here. Really nice studio furniture. And I'm here for a few days because I'm mixing an album. And I actually asked for a bus compressor, but I think now I'm going to be using this one because it's so much cooler. I need this compressor. It looks amazing and it sounds great. Okay, let's go back to our mix. This is the compressed signal. And here we've got the dry signal, which sounds a little boring now. So let's bring in the compression. And you know what? Compressing the drum bus is so much better than compressing single tracks like kicks and snares. I hardly do that. That just, I don't know, that just brings up all the bleed. And I just prefer both adding like density and also punch by compressing the bus. But hey, I'm happy. I just discovered some new gear, a new compressor. And I didn't even plan to make a video. I just felt like this sounds great and you might want to, I just wanted to share this moment with you. So check out the Decomp limiter from Audioscape. And let me bring back my mic over here. In case you don't have a hardware Pultec, I believe everybody should have a hardware Pultec in the studio. Looks nice and it just sounds great on anything. And I use my Pultecs for tracking all the time. On kicks, on snares, even on guitars. They're just great EQs. Pultecs and my Harrison EQs are like my go-to analog EQs these days. So this one also sounds great. Get a Pultec, get a compressor, have some fun. Okay, I gotta do some real mixing work now. I'm sorry, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll put some links to the gear below. You let me know how you liked this compressor. Maybe you have used it already. Tell me. And as usual, I see you next time, or in hell, motherfuckers. Bye-bye.